What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another week of NRL Tipping. We are now in round 11, so almost halfway through the season. Starting the week off this week with the Sharks versus the Cowboys. Now, I'm definitely surprised that the Cowboys won last week, of course, without Thurston, and I did mention that their record without him is, pretty bad. But yeah, I'm pretty much expecting the Sharks to win here. I think the Sharks are a different proposition to what Cowboys faced last week. So I'll be saying the Sharks by a good 13 plus. So the first game of Friday night footy, we have the Warriors versus the Dragons. Pretty disappointed with the Warriors' performance last week, or the second half performance at least. I'm actually going to tip them though here. I think that they'll know that they were pretty shit last week, so they want to bounce back this week. Even though they have a pretty bad record against the Dragons, I am going to tip them. The game is in Hamilton, so not Auckland at Mount Smart, but I'll be saying the Warriors by 6. Second Friday night game, we have the Broncos at home to the Tigers. Not much to say here, pretty simple. I mean, Tigers are in, just not a good space right now, and the Broncos had a good win last week, coming back in the second half and also winning the second half. I'll be saying the Broncos here, and I'll be saying the Broncos 13 plus. First game of Super Saturday, and potentially the game of the round, we have the Titans versus Manly. I'm pretty torn here. I know Manly travel better. Titans had a good win last week. I'll be going for the Titans here. I think they'll be in a good headspace after last week. Titans by 4. Second game of Super Saturday, we have the Eels versus the Raiders. Just like most people, I guess, didn't expect the Knights to beat the Raiders last week. This game is a bit tricky to pick. I'll tip the Raiders here. I think they want to bounce back after a few losses in a row. I'll be saying the Raiders by 4. First game of the triple header for Sunday, we have the Knights versus Panthers. Knights at home. I am going to tip the Panthers here though. Quite simply just because they have the better team. However, I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Knights do actually win. But I'll be tipping the Panthers here. I'll be saying the Panthers by 6. Second game of Super Sunday, if you want to call it that. We have the Bulldogs versus the Roosters. I'm tipping the Roosters here. Obviously, the game's played in Sydney. I think the Roosters they did have a good win last week. Quite simply, they have a better team. Should get the job done. However, Bulldogs are a bit of a tricky team. One week they're great, one week they're not. So I'll be tipping the Roosters, however. So the third game of the round, third game of Super Sunday, and the final game of the round, we have the Rabbitohs versus the Storm. If you score 36 points like the Storm did last week, you'd be expecting to win most games. But obviously they didn't last week. But I'll be expecting them to bounce back this week. They won't want to lose two in a row, especially heading into the bye next week. So I'll be saying the Storm here over in Perth. I'll be saying the Storm 13 plus. As usual, guys, thanks for watching the video. Let me know how you went last week and what your tips are for this week. Hope you enjoy the footy over the weekend. Catch you later.